good segue, because talking about NFL, and in the last episode we were talking about the EA Sports curse that got broken. That got broken.
Man,
this main event. So Adesanya versus Costa.
And that's funny too, because we had really made it a point too.
Yeah.
Well, we're like, hey, is this going to be an issue? Is the EA curse real?
Adesanya said no.
Adesanya and the year 2020 said, you know what, we're just gonna change up all kinds of things.
Yeah, dude. No, so it's not real anymore. That thing is broken.
It's done for.
Yeah, 2020.
Man,
EA Sports
look
got
at
cornered.
this, dude. Okay, so let's get into the fight a little bit, because I just wanted to say, and you could ask my brother-in-law. I called it, man. I said it was going to be a knockout in the second round. With TKO, knockout, one and the same. I honestly seen it happening that way from the get-go. Those first 3 leg kicks, man, they just disabled Costa. He did not know how he was going to proceed with his game plan, and from there, it was shut down. It was almost like stage fright.
Yeah, that was one of the scenarios, and the other one was like either Costa is going to go in there, blitz him, and go all out, or Adesanya's going to pick him apart from the outside. And those are the only 2 scenarios that could have happened.
Right.
And Adesanya picked him. We're talking pick leg. Dude, how many times did he landed that leg kick in the first round?
Oh, it had to be like 5-6 times. It was like so flush, man.
Dude, did you see the welt that he was already building up? And that was after the first round. That was just...
And what was funny too is you could tell the difference between the cupping that he had on his legs and the actual kicks from Adesanya. Ooh. You could see you could distinguish the difference. And I was like, wow, this is getting really bad.
Yeah.
Really bad.
But the thing is, Adesanya was putting a poker face, like, oh, come on, you want to hit me in my leg? Come on, do it again. Oh, come on, let's do something. And I'm like, dude, hold on. If you're winning the fight, you shouldn't, like, dude, he was showboating like if he was winning.
Yeah, man. He was like dancing. He was just trying to look cool out there. And the sad thing it was like, are you really that focused on the perception of like that instead of who you are as a fighter? Because, dude, you could have been much more aggressive and gave Adesanya a much more difficult time, even on a hurt leg. Switch your stance and then just jab into it. Something. You don't switch it up a little bit, but you were literally shut down, man. It was just like you were too worried about showboating.
Not only that, all right, so he got the leg kicks. You're telling me, hold up, how many times you got? Let's say 10 times. You're telling me you can't time that? You can't, like, all right, he's going to kick. He
wasn't even trying to check him.
Dude, but he had one split here. I don't remember if it was the first round or in the second round where Adesanya was up almost close up against the cage. And I'm like, dude, you had a chance to throw something.
Nothing was there.
Nothing. Didn't even throw a punch. And I'm like, what was going on? We were expecting a fight of the year. We were expecting a brawl. Like, I mean, dude, this is a testament to was it Romero?
Yes.
Dude, he put up, granted, he was just standing there as well, and I thought Paulo Costa was going to do more, but, like, I mean, Romero landed a punch that kind of, like, rocked Adesanya. And kind of.
It was so funny because when Costa was kind of froze, Adesanya straight up looked at him and said, Romero.
Yeah.
and then Costa started doing this, and I'm like, oh my God, bro, they're putting on a show for these people. Like, this was actually kind of upsetting because, okay, I didn't have a problem with Adesanya saying Romero because it literally was a spitting image. But what I had a problem with was Acosta like, okay, that's the time to be like, I'm insulted, bro. Like, no, I'm gonna do something. But no, it was just more like he started doing like the Romero thing, and I'm like,
not only that, I'm like, hold up, I'm surprised you didn't even shoot. You were talking about so much smack, like, oh hey,
I have black belt.
Yeah,
you blue belt.
Oh no, he was like, you're white belt. I got you.
Yeah,
white belt, and throws it on. And it was funny because during I forgot what it was. I think it was during the press conference. Adesanya put on a white belt. Like, look at that, right? I was like, oh, dude, a white belt just beat a black belt so fast.
Honestly, I felt like if it went down to the ground, dude, Adesanya would still win there too. I feel like just this guy is such a solid champion in that division. The only person I think that potentially gave him a hard time was Gastelum and Whitaker, and they both got knocked out.
Yeah. Well, Gastelum rocked, and I rewatched that fight before this, and I was like, dude, Kevin Gastelum gave him the hardest fight. I think, not dropped, but rocked.
Yeah, he did.
Adesanya about 3 times in that fight.
Yeah, he hurt him.
And he was wobbled. There was a leg kick that came out of nowhere. I'm like, dude, Kevin Gastelum is like, I'm just saying, he's probably like 5'6", 5'7", maybe.
I haven't looked it up, but
let's just say he's way shorter than.
Not that we have a problem with anybody who's 5'6".
You know what? No, because Adesanya is what, 5'6" something, 6'4", 6'3". So it might be Kevin Gastelum's maybe 5'10", maybe.
Gotta be
somewhere around there. Anyways, he lands a kick on Adesanya's head, and I'm like, and wobbles him. So I'm like, all right, maybe there's gonna be a potential chance for Costa to land a punch, and Costa might be the heavy puncher, and it might be way more entertaining. Nope,
nothing.
Nope, not even that.
Now, if we can though, I do want to say I want to give props to Adesanya because he did not fight a scared fight. He fought a very technical fight. Yeah. He fought a very point-styled fight. He went in there. He made sure to get his points. He was in and out. He did not stand in the pocket. Kept range. He made sure to tag, hit those jab shots when they were there, and he wasn't expending too much energy. Nope. It felt like he was just literally just playing a game. It's just peace. Dude, peace.
I loved that his walkout
kick. Oh my god, bro!
Dude, almost landed.
If that would have landed,
that would have been night,
bro.
You got knocked the
beep, beep. And then that nice head kick that he had with the left leg, man.
Oh yeah,
it cut him open. It grazed, but it was enough to cut him open. And as soon as I saw the blood, I was like, yes,
because I was thinking, I was like, all right, this is finally Costa's getting pissed. He's going to move forward. You would think, and then Adesanya just lands. It looked like it was a knuckle. Yeah, a knuckle barely grazed Costa's head. And he dropped like a fly. I was like, what is going on?
Precision.
And then obviously, Adesanya's on top of him, landing elbows, punching, landing bombs. And then Costa turns around and then gets owned by Adesanya. We don't have that photo, but you can look it up on Instagram
he gets
real quick.
Owned. We'll call it owned, boy.
Yeah. Well, post-fight, we had Adesanya saying that he's... go back to the last slide. So... Adesanya says, I'm fresh. I can go next weekend. I can go anytime.
Which is true. He didn't take any type of damage in that fight.
Well, let's take that back. So he had a big sore knuckle. I think he's good for like another, I think by the end of October, he's probably take
for sure.
But he had a huge swollen knuckle at the press conference. So
yeah, but in my eyes, I'm thinking what's your eye looking like? Did you bust your lip open? How's that nose? Did you break it? Any broken bones? How's the foot? Is it bruised?
Yeah.
And it honestly seemed
no serious damage, but I mean, if you're going to fight, you just need to heal up the swelling. Right. That's it.
Right.
So
I think they have a medical requirement to be at a certain amount.
And then this was his 100th win, and dude, 100th win in combat sports career. Yeah. 75 wins, 6 losses, I believe, in kickboxing record, MMA record 20-0, boxing record 5-1.
This guy's a stud, man. He's been around the game for a long time. Although he looks young, he's really
he is young too.
He is. He's 31, but he's a seasoned vet. He's been around the game, so he's still fresh, man. He's got a lot of life left in this sport, man.
Yeah. Before we go into the call outs and everything, did you see what was going on with his right nipple?
I try not to look too much in that area of anybody.
Yeah, obviously, but I know that was called. That was a question that was called out on the post-fight conference. I'm just bringing that up.
So there was a concern that there may be some sort of substance abuse or some sort of enhancement that Adesanya may or may not have done. I don't think that's necessarily it. I'm thinking more along the lines of like a staph issue. Maybe there was a piece of cartilage. I don't know, man. I'm just I'm reaching right now, but
So there's a channel on YouTube, and I forgot this guy, but he's like the MMA doctor, and he talks about fights and what certain things happen. I think he had a comment on the Joker movie about how when Joaquin Phoenix got so skinny. Anyways, he was talking about Adesanya's right pectoral, and he said there was no way that's a tearing ligament. So he's like, usually that's something when it's sagging like that, it's a fatty tissues. And I'm not a doctor. I don't know the actual names of this. He was throwing out big names. I was like, well, hold up, I have a hard time naming things. So, he said it potentially, it could be just from fighting. It could be just fatty tissue collected from fighting. It doesn't necessarily have to be from a performance-enhancing drug because that was
cauliflower ear.
Kind of like that, but wasn't a torn ligament in his chest or nothing like that. So it was cool listening from his perspective. If I could find it, I'll link it down in the description below. But I thought that was just like it was cool seeing a doctor's perspective saying that. So
yeah, it's nice to get a little medical perspective.
Yeah, and he said, that's common with fighters. There's going to have certain things that are going to, break down, I guess you would say. So, because immediately the MMA world was saying, oh, PEDs, this chest is kind of perking up right now.
Haters going to hate, bro. They don't want to see us win. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to see the champs out here thriving.
Yeah, so I'm glad we finally talked about that because I was like, when he was walking out, I was like, hold on, there's something, what's going on? And then
I didn't see that until after the fight, and then I was like, well, that's a little interesting, but
because, dude, that was a big topic on social media. I was like, I'm
not so familiar with the abuse of enhancement drugs. I don't really know causes and effects, what they look like, those types of things, because I haven't really, given it much attention.
Yeah.
But with that being said, it was interesting to see, like, when you see something's wrong or off on a fighter, it does lead to speculation and guesses.
Yeah.
And I think this was nice to have because it leads into, did he have a little help to beat Costa or this and that? It's a nice storyline to go with Adesanya because he's undefeated. He's
so
taken
dominant.
out all these contenders. He's so dominant. Right, he's going to be here for such a long time. So, those things are going to happen. Let's get him done. Let's get him out of the way.
Yeah. And what the doctor also mentioned, too, if you are on performance-enhancing drugs, it's not like specifically one pectoral is going to grow bigger than the other. Because if you have estrogen running through your body, if you, let's say a boost of testosterone or whatever you have, is going to create a boost of estrogen. So boost of estrogen, you're going to have your pectorals kind of, getting filled up with fatty tissues a little bit more.
And the body has an ability to keep things almost symmetrical.
Exactly. And that's what the doctor said, whereas like it wouldn't be so rare that one pectoral would just be taking all that. So I was like, all right. That kind of like, all right, I'm listening to a doctor now. It's not us
the
speculating.
Guy on Twitter.
Like, oh, he's cheating, bro. Look at that. Look at his boobs.
Because one big left titty's gonna give you what you need to beat Costa.
Yeah. Well, so after the fight, so many people start calling him out, and we have the other guy who's on a tear. And dude, I'm always gonna mess this up, man. Kamzat. Let's just say it fast. Kamzat
Chiamov.
Yeah, he says, give me the skinny guy with the wolf emoji. Now, do you think that's a little too early, too soon for him?
Nope.
You want to give him that already?
Who's Damian Maia?
Dude.
All right, so this is my outlook, okay? Realistically, Adesanya said he would fight Cannonier if Cannonier beats Robert Whittaker.
In a devastating fashion, though, like in a performance.
I think even then, he becomes the number one contender.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody else that you can make that fight with. Even if he's not, you can make the champ versus number 3. You can get it done.
Well, he's already ran through pretty much everybody except for Cannonier.
That's what I mean. So that's the fight to make. If you don't make that fight, then that is the fight to make because you can from what this guy did, when you make a bold move like book this guy 2 times back to back, you put him against these guys that he's expected to beat, but he does it in like such an amazing fashion. I mean, yeah, you might want to keep him brewing in the pot a little bit to keep that hype going, but you can. Okay, so let's have Cannonier fight Adesanya. Of course, Adesanya's going to win. Then you throw Kamzat in there and get it done.
Yeah. Well,
he's going to run through Damian Maia in a spectacular fashion, man.
Yeah, I don't want to see.
He's going to hurt him. I feel bad for Damian Maia.
I don't want to see the Damian Maia fight. I would rather watch Cannonier and see what he can do. Granted, I mean, we're probably favoring him, Adesanya right now because he just beat Costa in a devastating fashion. But
Kamzat versus Darren Till.
Yeah, I would like to see that.
And then from there, that could be like a
feeler who would get Adesanya. Boom! There you go, Sean Shelby.
There you go, Sean Shelby. Take a break.
Well, continuing the post-fight call-outs, John Jones. I'm going to leave this up to you because you're John Jones. John Jones' daddy over here.
That's my dog.
That's daddy.
That's daddy. You know what? Pause. All right, so John Jones tweeted, "You've stepped into the ring over 100 times now, and you're still not ready? You have a youth advantage and like 4 times the fighting experience. The truth is, you're already my..." If it was there, I would have said it. Yeah, you love being undefeated, and you've seen what's happened to everybody else. It raises your stock to mention my name. You're aware of this. You don't want real confrontation with me. I'm not just going to stand there and kickbox with you. I've been preparing for heavyweights. Right around now, I would literally tear one of your arms off.
Woo! This makes me want to see that fight even more, dude.
Yeah.
Please.
2021, you got to get that fight done, man. You got to get that fight done.
Raider Stadium, John Jones, Adesanya, dude, that thing would sell out, and you can try. I mean,
I think the biggest question is just at what weight do they meet in the middle at 205?
Yeah, it would have to be. It would have to be at 205.
It have to be
because at heavyweight, dude, John Jones would have a massive advantage.
Remember when John Jones was bodybuilding for a little bit? Ooh. Do you remember how, bro?
You remember?
He put this guy, Paulo Costa, to shame, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just being a hype man now. But he definitely was out here looking big, bro. John Jones can put on the muscle.
Yeah. So, yeah, it would have to be 205. And, dude, International Fight Week, you put Conor, Nate Diaz on the undercard. Or, I mean, you could put anything on the undercard. Oh, what do you call William Zhang versus Rose on the other.
Zhang Weili, Rose Namajunas.
Yeah.
You can have. You can
Zhang. Who's Zhang?
I think you're just combining both, bro.
Oh, there. Yeah.
Zhang Weili.
Zhang Weili. There we go.
Maybe I say Zhang. I don't know. We got to work on this, bro. We need 30 minutes of dedicated time prior to the podcast.
Like, this is how you say their names, guys.
Of us saying the names 12 times. That way it comes out easy.
Yeah, we got to get a bell, dude. Can we put a freaking bell on here?
Yeah, seriously, guys. Somebody help us out here.
Dude, anyways, I would love to see that. International Fight Week 2021.
Make it happen.
Please. I've been saving money. Take my money, UFC.
Take my wallet.
Serious.
Just give me some good fights. So it looks like here, after the fight, after Paulo Costa got owned, he responded on Twitter, and he said this.
Well, he saw what happened to him after he was getting up, and if you have not seen it, look on Instagram. It's all over Instagram. I'm pretty sure there's memes. There's probably a remix by now. Probably Woodley's probably throwing some lyrics to it. I don't know. But so he saw himself in a downward dog position or, on his knees, bent over.
Dang, and sounds like you've read a Kama Sutra book or something. Downward dog. But
so downward. So Adesanya was behind him and gave him a little, love tap, and you can use your imagination.
Give him a little oomph,
Give him a little oomph, and
bounce chicka wow,
a little bounce chicka wow. And dude, there was already a video of him doing that. It was going back and forth.
You just run it on a loop, bro, and dude, literally, it was on a loop. This guy is put a
little bow chicka wow on that, and.
Dude, straight by. That's the biggest meme of 2020.
Dude, and Costa saw this, and so he says, Adesanya is human trash. This has become a grave situation. I saw his disgusting action after the fight, and I will not stop until I have my revenge. Dana White, make this rematch happen.
Dislike.
This was Stylebender saying this.
Dislike, I can stop you. Again.
Laughing emoji, dude. Oh my god,
it's true,
dude. I can't believe Costa's actually wanting a rematch. I'm like, dude, you didn't even throw a punch.
Of course, he wants a rematch because it makes him look like he could have done something a little better. Yeah. But if we're being honest here, 10 out of 10 times, Adesanya's going to do that. He's going to break you down. He's going to stop you.
But dude, you did not do nothing in this first fight to argue a rematch. I'm like, dude, you have to you have to be everybody in line to get that rematch.
Especially with the amount of hype that Dana White had prior to this fight. Calling it, fight of the year. Yeah. Saying it's going to have all these expectations. And then the result was what it was. Dana White is not going to, be in your corner in regards to giving you an immediate rematch. Nope. Now, you're going to have to probably fight 2-3 times again.
I would say probably more because, you have to... Costa has to knock out his opponents devastated fashion like he was doing to even say, like, all right, man, something, and he was trying to say there was an injury or something. He's like, no excuses. Something would happen in the camp. So, is that true? I doubt it. Because,
I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, and And truthfully, I don't think no one wants to see that rematch until you have to show that you are putting people away left and right, dude. You have to go back in the circle and in the pool and knock out everybody else and making sure you're undeniable that contender again.
Start again at the top 10.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it's yeah, man, don't even get me started. That fight pissed me off, man.
God damn you, Paulo Costa. God
dude,
damn
we thought it was gonna be better. But anyways, well, I mean, it just shows Adesanya is that much better. I don't know.
Just for a little NFL reference, for everybody who watches, who likes football, Herm Edwards, they were who we thought they were. And that's exactly who I thought Acosta was going to be. Shut down, shelter, Romero.